this case, diagnostics, the data is going to be validated in the case of breakdown. So what happens if it is getting overheated? The vehicle is going to be stopped because of overheat. Not only the overheat of that, along with that the body parts of that particular vehicle, maybe some damage is going to be there. So because of that it has been happened. So by seeing those things, the diagnostics that is going to be executed, analyzed, it is going to be analysis process that is going to be taken. Next is that predictive. What is likely to happen means you will be seeing that the vehicle is going to stop. Why it is going to stop? So that things you have to think before only, and properly you have to maintain that particular vehicle. So maintenance is going to be done. You have to see that car parts regularly, you have to check up and all these things. If you are going to do it, then you will be knowing that weekly you have to check, or whenever that you will be taking that particular car, riding it that time before riding, so that you have to check that whether it is proper or not. So all the things that vehicle parts that you have to check, is a minimum bare minimum parts that you have to check, and you have to go through with that, so that the breakdown failures are not going to be there. So that is a predictive actions, and here it is a little bit costly. The reason is you have to have that particular maintenance kits and all these things that you have to have it. Next thing is that perspective thing here, where it is going to say that it should not happen totally. What should I do about it? The breakdown should not happen at all. So in that case, you should have the well prepared for that things, and you have to have the extra things that, for example, whenever that vehicle is moving, so one tire punctures, then you should have backup for that. If you have that backup, then that is okay. If it is not, then problem is going to be there in that. So this is an extra burden for your pocket. So the cost is going to increase in this particular case. Whatever the data that you will be going to collect, how much you can collect it, how much data that you should store, extra you should store. So that is the concept over here. So the predictions that you have to make and all these things when you are going to do it, the collection of data itself, it is going to be very big. So which comes that one as a big data technologies here. We are talking only about one vehicle. Now if you think about the thousands, 10,000s vehicles, the data if it is getting collected and analyzed, it is going to be a very big task it is going to be. For example, just you can take now the corona virus is affected to the whole world. Now you see that how this analysis is done for that. Everybody is doing, every day they are doing it. Now first stage that only the data is getting collected, where it is from, how it is, just the data is being collected, from where it is started and how it is started. But later, when the diagnostic is going to be done, who has started, from all, how it is spreading, all these things, in depth of that information is getting collected, and what is the solution that we have to make, that we have to take care about those things. Hence only the lockdown is happening. They are predicted that okay, this much time that it is okay, fine, that it is not going to happen. But because it is a virus, it is not stopping only nowadays. So the prediction that we have to make it in such a way that how this is going to be reduced, the spreading of the virus is going to be reduced. So that concept you have to think. And here again there is a second lockdown, that so there should not be any vehicles are going to be moving. Nobody should go from out for the communications or for the offices. So you should not touch. So many precaution measures that you should take it, so that you can get protected from that. Data is collected. So not only from this, you see that now only we are talking about one particular place. Now if you take the whole world, then it is now already affected with 210 countries. When this is the case, then it is very difficult task, and every day that data is getting collected, it is a huge. So the big data technologies are going to be used for analysis, all this for the analysis that is going to be used. So collection of the data, then integrating with that, and processing, how it is going to be, what is the stage, how it is going ahead, how it is spreading, and all these things. Then collecting all the information, there is aggregating of that, and finally it is going to be shown that okay, this is the status of that particular day's status, every day's status that it is going to be displayed. So like this, the data is getting analyzed. Okay. Now, what is the cost and the complexity of this particular sensors, all these things we can say, if you consider for the vehicles. The value of that, it goes up, and the complexity is going in the x direction, and value is going in the y direction. That data is being shown here. Now you see that diagnostic analysis, descriptive analysis, diagnostic analysis, predictive analysis, and perspective analysis. Now you see that the value of descriptive and diagnostic analysis is going to be less. And you see that predictive and perspective analysis is going to be more. The complexity is also going to be more. So here, as it is being discussed here in the previous site diagram, that it is saying that perspective analysis is going to be very costly as well as complexity. Instead of costly, we can say that we have to store extra things that we have to store, and we have to when that it happens, we don't know. So extra you have to purchase and you have to keep it. So for that, that is one thing. And another thing is that where you want to store, for the complexity is going to be more. Okay, for that. Then sensors, and so many sensors will be there. How many sensors that you can predict? So how many sensors you will be going to purchase? So that is another concept. The value is going to be increasing in this. So like this, the data is going to be get analyzed for a particular set of applications. What are the challenges that it is facing in this data analytics? Major is one thing is the scaling problems, another is volatility of the data. Now you see that scaling is, yes, of course, due to the large number of smart objects in most of the IoT networks. So continuous data is going to be collected, which it cannot be stored in the relational databases. So it is once if you store also, so the data is to be processed fast, and you should be given results for some of the applications. So that is required. So scaling is the problem over here. So this can result in the performance issues. This can result in the performance issues that can be costly to resolve, often requires hardware and architecture changes. Another thing is that volatility of the data with relational databases, that it is possible. It is critical that the schema is designed correctly from the beginning. If data is going to be correct, so this relational databases are going to work fine. If not, that is as data is volatile, changing in later stage, it's a very difficult task for the database. For this purpose only, due to lack of flexibility, revisions to